Hello, I'm Debbie Bell-Hosking for Finextra TV here at Sibos 2023 in Toronto. And I'm talking to Lavinia Bauerochse of DEUTSCHE BANK. And we're chatting about sustainability and ESG, a big topic here at Sibos. So Lavinia, it's so lovely to have you here in the studio.
Thank you, Debbie. Good morning. Pleasure to be here.
And not only are you joining us, but you are joining the panel of the big issue debate here at Sibos. And it's going to be asking the question, are financial services ready to take the leap into the new era of sustainable business practices? Now, we won't come to that question just yet, but first of all, in your experience, Lavinia, are you seeing traditional business models change in light of climate change, environmental impact, and social responsibility?
Yes, we do, in particular with our clients. So maybe as one example, if you look at clients in the steel industry, so steel is a very hard to abate industry. It's very carbon intensive in terms of emissions, and we see clients adapting their processes, electrifying them, or integrating scrap metal, for example, so integrating circular economy aspects across the industry. But that's just one industry as an example. We see overall that clients see this also as an opportunity. So of course there are pressures, but also there are new green business opportunities for them arising. And we see a lot of collaboration across industries. So there are suppliers, utilities which are supplying, for example, green hydrogen for production processes. We see our steel clients producing green steel to car and automotive producers, and they in return are contributing with scrap metals. So we see collaboration across value chains and supply chains working towards more sustainable low carbon economies, which is a great thing to see.
Well, it must be so. I'm just listening to you speak with all these wonderful examples. I'm thinking how interesting it must be from your point of view to get this umbrella view of everything that's happening in this new era. And are you seeing banks supporting their clients in their journey to more sustainable business practices? And what are banks doing in their journey from where you're sitting now? What are you seeing?
Absolutely. We are really a sparings partner to our clients. So we can contribute by helping them structuring KPIs. We are ESG coordinators. We are helping just facilitating financing of their investment and CapEx needs in order to really fund this transition and journey ahead. But banks approach sustainability from two sides of the same coin. On the one hand side, we are growth enablers, we are catalysts for innovation. On the other hand side, we are also risk managers. So it's also very, very closely linked to our own journey. So that's really where we're coming from. And I think it's very important, in particular for corporate clients, to realize that sustainability offers opportunities, but it also will influence their access to capital markets, not only from an investment point of view, so public capital markets, but also access to financial balance sheet. So the financial industry has started their journey of integrating ESG factors and aspects into their risk management processes. You mentioned climate, for example. So the financial services industry is undergoing climate stress tests by regulators, and they fear also capital requirements as a result of those assessments. So they are starting to provide transparency, but also integrate in their decision-making processes how to manage their carbon footprint through the financing they are facilitating, for example, in their corporate loan book. And we do see that there's a reallocation of financing, and that ESG factors become much more a measure of resource allocation, also for the financial services industry. So it's really the two sides of the coin. Financing the transition and innovation, but also risk managing ESG risk, which at the end are financial risks.
And you talk about the two sides of the coin, and also what was interesting, what you said earlier, was about how it's linked in terms of the client's journey and the bank's journey. So maybe this is the right time to come back to that original question of the debate you're going to be sitting on later today. Is, are financial services ready to take that leap into the new era of sustainable business practices?
I think the industry is at different stages depending on who you're looking at. Also, a regional difference I'm observing, but it's really an imperative. So I don't see much alternatives of integrating ESG criteria into the way financial services are operating. So I consider it to be almost like a parallel shift of a curve. We all will have to be able to integrate ESG criteria to offer ESG instruments to our clients, and there's not really an alternative to this. So we've put ESG and sustainability as one of our key strategic priorities in our strategy review in 2019, and since then we've built capabilities, we've created transparency inside and outside, because we know that sustainability will be a key driver for financial institutions who have a key role to play in enabling and mobilizing private capital to fund the transition.
Absolutely. So financial institutions and also all of us as individuals, it's something we're all very aware of. So what is your outlook now within this space? And you're telling me about lots that's been done and there's lots happening, but is there more to do?
There's still a long journey ahead. I think we've come already a long way, but it's taken step by step because we all build this understanding. Also, frameworks are still in evolution, so it's not a steady state we're working towards to. And that's something corporates as well as FIs need to adapt to. We will have a significant period where the regulatory frameworks are still evolving. And we still need to adapt for that. We can't wait and sit and see until everything is sorted. So it will continue that journey, but there are many things I would expect. So one being that we will need to shift our focus from solely renewable or green asset financing towards the transition of a real economy and facilitating transition finance, for example, which is something 2023 is supposed to be the year of a transition plan, so that's something we are heavily working towards together with our clients. So understanding which transition expectation and ambitions our clients are working towards, and to understand how we can help them in achieving their sustainability goals, how we can facilitate finance. Another thing to observe is that the industry is still very much focused on mitigating actions towards climate change, while we, in the lights of extreme weather events, need to start also considering adaptive measures, which are more sooner and imminent to be applied. So there are many things to look out for, and still a lot of way for opportunity, but also really urgency to move ahead.
Yes, urgency on the journey.
Exactly.
Lavinia, how wonderful to speak to you today. It's been so interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.